going to be filming my tattoo tag. Question 1, how many tattoos do you have? So I have 5 professional tattoos and 3 stick and poke tattoos. Question 2, what is your favorite tattoo? And for me, this would have to be a tie between my Psycho house, which is right here, and my Dear Evan Hansen tattoo, which is a sunflower, and it says "Step into the sun," which is from the song Words Fail. 3, how old were you when you got your first tattoo? I was 16 when I got my first stick and poke tattoo. It was November of 2016, and it is below this professional tattoo, and it says he, and I got that because I wanted a tattoo that represented my struggle with gender identity, and at that time I was in the process of coming out, and the school that I went to and my parents weren't super accepting. They eventually came around, but at the time I was really struggling. I don't exactly regret it because it shows a struggle that I went through, but it is not my favorite tattoo, especially placed under a really beautiful professional tattoo that I got done at Anna's shop in Fairfield, which I will link both of the tattoo parlors that I go to below in case you live in the Fairfield, Iowa area or you're visiting, because I think they do beautiful work. 4, did you always have a love for tattoos? And I would say yes. I remember when I was in the 7th grade, we were doing a project on different careers that we wanted to do, and I remember I wanted to be a tattooer. I no longer want to be a tattooer, but I remember I would constantly through middle school and a lot of high school be doodling on my lower arms and just being what would be cool there? And this is kind of cringy, but I think it's funny. I remember I did a whole sleeve once, I think it was 12, on my left arm, because I'm right-handed, of band names. And I was yes, when I'm older, this would be so badass to get band names tattooed. And it's so cringy now. I mean, if you have a band name tattooed, I'm not going to judge, but at least back then, in the way I thought about it, I think it was pretty cringy. Inspo. So I'm going to try to show off my tattoos that are on my arms while doing this. So my first tattoo, it says, "Can you tell I have been revised?" And that is got on my 18th birthday. It was my first tattoo professionally, and it is from the musical Falsettos, the song "What More Can I Say?" And Marvin sings it. I'm just going to talk like you assume I know what I'm talking about, but if not, hopefully this will provide some insight. But it's basically basically a musical about a family, and it's a drama, comedy, love story, and the main character has a boyfriend who dies of AIDS, and this song is from when they're holding each other in the man who's dying of AIDS hospital room, and basically the main character actually admits to loving him, and it's really hard for him, but that kind of is a reference to, again, being queer, if that makes sense. A lot of the times it's really hard to admit to ourselves that we're LGBT or something else, just not, quote, normal. So that really means a lot to me, and I really resonate with the main character. So my second professional tattoo is the Psycho / Bates Motel house. I'm not going to get into the reason why I got Psycho tattoos, because I feel that is a little too personal for the internet. But then the next tattoo I got was the knife from Psycho, which I absolutely love. It's my biggest tattoo. I like the simplicity. I know a lot of people were why didn't you get shading, or why didn't you get more details? But I really like the simplicity. And then my third tattoo, or my fourth tattoo that I got professionally, is Dwight from The Office, and it says, "We need another plague." And it's from the 3rd season, the episode Phyllis's Wedding. And why I decided to get an Office tattoo is because that show is the only reason why I'm funny when I act. And I feel that that show has inspired me in so many ways when it comes to acting. And I literally owe it so much, if that makes sense. I know that sounds silly maybe, but it's kind of like a reference to acting. And then, so my wrist tattoo says, step into the sun. It has a sunflower. So I knew that I really wanted to get a sunflower tattoo. However, it was kind of more for aesthetic reasons. And if you get tattoos purely for the aesthetic or the look, that's totally fine. But I wanted to add something that really meant a lot to me. So that song is from Words Fail, and I did a cover of it about a year ago. I think I'm gonna upload another revamped cover of it, but that song just means so much to me. Like, as a mentally ill person, I someone who struggles with depression and anxiety, it resonates with me so much, and played Evan in high school, and it just resonates so much with that character. So question 6, do you plan on getting more tattoos? Right now, I'm kind of taking a break because I need to save money, but I have a little bag of things that I want to get tattooed. The tattoos that really mean a lot to me that I'm definitely getting tattooed is some words from a letter from a friend, siempre, which is always in Spanish, which Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote me a letter, and when he signed siempre Lin-Manuel Miranda, so I want to get the siempre tattooed. And then the next tattoo that I know I want to get is also from a letter from a Broadway actor. It's from Rory O'Malley. I wrote him in like January of 2018, and I got a response like a month later, and I was asking about tattoos. He said, never turn it off, and so I'm getting that tattooed in his handwriting. And so there's a few more tattoos that are a little more personal that I'm not going to get into, but those are the ones I feel comfortable sharing here that really mean something to me. So my most painful tattoo, I would say the shading up here for the handle of the knife, that hurt a lot because all my other tattoos were the needles that only have like technically one needle. To fill this in, it didn't take a lot of time, but it's a much bigger needle that has like 1,000 needles, so that was painful. And then also I would say like the inner part of this wrist tattoo, and then the inner parts of my upper arm tattoos hurt like hell, but I mean, compared to tattoos in other places, it doesn't hurt as much. Like, I have 2 stick and pokes on my thigh. That was nothing. I was like, breeze. So least painful, I would say this tattoo, because it took the shortest amount of time, and really it only hurt like on the last word, on the little bit of revise. That was one part where it was like, ooh. Regrets, I do not really like the placement of my heat tattoo because it looks really crappy next to a professional tattoo, but I don't regret having it. I probably will get it covered up at some time, but I don't regret it, at least for now. And the last question, how do you heal your tattoos? So I use antibacterial soap for about a week or 2, depending on the location of that tattoo. I try to do that 3 times a day, and then I let it air dry, and after that I try to put some non-scented lotion on it, and I try not to rub too hard. This tattoo up here, this area was the only area of all my tattoos that like flaked really heavily and got really itchy, and one of my tattoo artists said if tattoos get itchy during the healing period, try to use lotion or try just not to touch it, but if you really need to, you can use like your knuckles and kind of just go in a circular motion. But none of my tattoos healed poorly. I do want a little touch up on this one just because it's so small, and of course I'm assuming this will someday need touch-ups as well as the writing on the Dwight tattoo, but right now I'm not worried about touch-ups or anything like that, and I'm happy with how they healed. So if you liked this video, drop a comment, give it a like, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.